Hey AP Chem, this is Miss Brucker. I'm going to record this video to kind of help you through Canvas, kind of how I have things set up, and kind of point you in the right direction. So give me a moment and I will share my screen. So here we are on the Canvas page, and juniors and seniors, that this looks very different in terms of the front page. So all courses are going to look the same. To kind of make it a little easier, especially since we're not seeing each other in person at this point. So there are three things I want to point out to you. One is the daily agenda, then the course material, then the calendar, and then over here on the left, you're going to see things change depending upon how I have things set up. So the daily agenda is always going to be your go-to place in terms of where we're going to start for the day. And so I'm planning on trying to put this up and do this weekly. But again, one thing you're going to find out this year is that everything is hard to plan compared to previous years. So what you're going to see on this slide is the in-class activity, what we're doing in class, and then your homework for that day. And what you will see is up on the top, at least until further notice, the links that I have set up in AP. Since we have 3 different sections, please be sure that you understand that you are in period 5, 7, or 8. And that's going to be how it's set up. So that's going to be in daily agenda over here on the left. In the beginning, I might link up some of these things to actual live links, but I think you guys are pretty good at Canvas and you need to get good at Canvas. So most of the time, I'm just going to have the daily slide give you what it is, and you're going to have to find it. So under course materials, I've changed my Canvas page from previous years. It's now going to go directly to the modules. So you could also go over here on the left and click on modules. It's going to be the same thing. I don't feel like there's any other place to do course materials other than this. So course documents, you're going to see the Zoom meeting links again on this page. And then this is where I'm going to put what I call general information, at least at the beginning. So this is going to have the survey, which is going to be your homework, how to log into Mastering Chem, which is going to be your online homework. AP Classroom is going to be something you need to join in order to take the AP test and also to do some homework for me. Also, I have a link to my YouTube channel. What I decided to do over the summer was tape a lot of my lectures. So I have a link to videos on my lectures, and also you can go to my YouTube in general. And then some general things like the syllabus, and then how to upload things in Canvas, because we're going to be doing a lot of that going forward. Then this lab section is going to be kind of a resource for you. Some of this is, of course, up for grabs because of the fact that some of these labs we can't do in person. So some of this stuff we might come back to later in the year, but it is a good resource for you. Then you're going to see, this is my Canvas page, so some things I could see you can't see. We're going to skip around a little bit because of time. Organic used to be something that I covered, and it was part of your summer homework, but we're not going to have the time to spend on organic. It didn't spend that much time on it anyway. But anyway, so this section here, we are not really going to cover all that much. And so what you're going to see is really the information is going to start with chapter 2. And what you will see is lecture 1 and 2. And this is going to be the first lecture that we talk about. So you will always see it organized this way. So I'm going to have a student copy for you. In some cases, it's going to be a PDF, or sometimes it's going to be an actual Google Doc. But I think, let me see how I have this set up. I could kind of check this. So the first thing that you see is the lecture itself. It's going to be a Google document. And you're going to get some of these when you come for your drive-by next week. But for your sake, the PDF that you always see for student copy is always the notes I gave the previous year, possibly. And it just takes a while to upload because the internet at school tool is somewhat slow, I have essentially put the notes up there for you. Now, again, we're going to have lots of discussions about this. I feel you need to take your own notes, okay? The more you write it down, the easier it is for you to remember things. Now, because this year is a wacky year, and I've done this in the past anyway, you always have access to this, okay? The student copy. So you could print this out and use this as your notes and then make notes on top of it. But what I did is I have put the videos for each one of the lectures. Now, of course, I've broken it into different parts so that it is less daunting and less things to look at. But what you're going to see is essentially me up in the corner in some cases, and then me going through the lecture step by step. So that's going to be a great resource for you guys, especially since in the beginning we're not here in person. So that's going to be the videos that I'm going to have you watch for homework. And then when we're together, we'll kind of discuss things. So we're going to start with chapter 2, and you're going to start taking notes, and you'll see some worksheets and some answer keys, and then some labs. That's going to be, of course, very different this year. And then you're going to see some PhET simulations that I have pulled out of our homework and have put them more in labs. So I'm going to be using them for many different purposes this year. So again, over here on the left, you could always get to course documents through modules. There's no reason for you to really use that. But again, some of you are more savvy with Canvas than others. And finally, on this front page, is the calendar. And for right now, there's so much stuff going on. I'm going to use my Google Calendar that I standard use. So it's not going to be linked through Canvas. So this is where you're going to have to look for your homework assignments. They will also be on the daily agendas, but this is going to be also a resource. Now, please note, this is very unusual for me. My calendar is blank. That is because I'm probably going to be planning week to week. Because of just how long things take, what do I need to focus on to get you through some of this, what kind of questions do you guys have in terms of how to best help you guys out this year. So please note that I will try my best to plan out as much as possible, but this year is just going to be a crazy, crazy year. All right, so again, over here, announcements. I will be using announcements. So if I know that I have to move something, I'll put it out an announcement. I think that's what I'm going to use. Assignments, again, this is going to look different on your screen versus my screen. But under assignments, I will have places for you to submit things. But that will also be in the modules. So I'm going to try my best to put everything in the modules. So if you just follow the module, you should be good, okay? But again, as we go through this together, if we start to see something needs to be changed or a format, I could always do that. But for right now, you're always going to go to the modules for what we are doing in class.